Taiwan. I'm Jeremy Olivier with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Saturday saw rallies across Taiwan both for and against upcoming recall votes. 24 opposition lawmakers now face a vote on their political future, one that could tip the balance in Taiwan's legislature. Rally organizers urged the public to get to their polling booths to make their voices heard next month. Cadence Quaranta reports.
On the streets of Hualien in eastern Taiwan, a rally urging voters to oust opposition Kuomintang caucus whip Fu Kun-chi from office. His fate now set to be decided by public vote next month. He's just one of at least 24 KMT lawmakers who will face recall votes on July 26th.
726记得要买火车票，或者是开车回到花莲，投下你手上的同意罢免票。拜托，请记得726一定要回来投票。尤其我们知道傅昆萁在过去的1年多以来，不断的亲中投共，甚至于企图在国会要出卖整个台湾。这是我们这一次站出来要罢免他。
This rally comes one day after Taiwan's Central Election Commission officially set a date for the recall votes. It follows months of campaigns on both sides of the political spectrum to recall lawmakers from both the Kuomintang and the ruling Democratic Progressive Party. Each of the recall petitions needed to gain enough signatures before being greenlit for a public vote. While almost all petitions targeting DPP lawmakers have failed, 24 of those against KMT lawmakers have advanced to the voting stage, with more still gathering signatures or pending review. On the same day, KMT officials held a large rally of their own in Taipei, urging people to get out and vote against the recalls.
民进党一党独大，这就是他们只关心的，所以让所有的民众知道，唯有7月26号站出来，7月26号站出来，大家都来投票，投什么？ 不同意，投不同意罢免，要5个字，不同意罢免。
Upcoming votes put at risk almost half of the KMT's seats in the country's legislature, where its coalition with the smaller Taiwan People's Party gives the opposition a slight majority. If a lawmaker is recalled, another vote will be held to determine who takes their place. So it's a high-stakes fight for those on both sides of the aisle in Taiwan, taking to the streets to urge the public to get out and vote. The fates of a growing number of lawmakers now in their hands. Alex Chen and Cadence Quaranta for TaiwanPlus.
Performing arts troupes from Taiwan are ready to showcase their talents at 2 prominent arts festivals in Europe this summer. Our reporter Sandy Chi went to see what they've got in store.
Showcasing Taiwan's diverse soft power. 8 performance troupes from the country are set to hit the stage at 2 major arts festivals in Europe this summer, the Avignon Festival and the Edinburgh Festival Fringe.
这2大艺术节庆不只是我们国际上表演艺术一个非常重要的舞台，一个非常重要的殿堂，也是全球艺术家展现他们的作品、互相交流并且互相激荡的重要舞台。
The types of performance range from puppetry, to dance, to magic, and many more, all exploring themes such as emotional connection, self-identity, and cultural memory. Among the troupes flying off this year is Dream Dance, who will be performing their piece Trace of Belief in Edinburgh. The artists aim to explore Taiwan's traditions after being inspired by temple processions.
我们想要传达就是我们本身是台湾是一个多元文化的融合，然后还有我们自身在当今的现代还有很多，比如说道教或者是佛教，还有一些传统的庙会仪式，还是在发生在一些当今的社会上。然后这些东西，然后在我自己的一个当代的一个舞蹈的传统，就是做结合的时候，我们发现有很有趣的交织和融合，然后找到一个新的面貌和语汇这样子。
And Dream Dance hope the performance will strengthen the faith and inspiration of their audiences.
因为信仰这件事情本来就是存在着每个人的心中，希望透过这个东西可以带给大家很多很多的力量，然后感受到很多很多的信仰或是信念在自己的身上不断的发光，然后支持继续生活生存下去的一个轨迹和路线这样。
Taiwan has been represented at the festivals in Edinburgh and Avignon for over a decade now, and will continue to take part in the events to better showcase Taiwan's culture globally.
亲爱的台湾艺术家们，你们是台湾文化的使者，不仅代表台湾创作力，也代表我们的价值、信念与文化自信。文化部将持续作为你们最坚实的后盾，将台湾文化推上更高、更远的舞台。
With the Avignon Festival getting underway in July and the Edinburgh Fringe in August, the countdown has begun. These artists are more ready than ever to share their talents with the world. Fu Huahong, Isan Chen, and Zani Chi for TaiwanPlus.
In Indonesia, the Honggana Manyawa indigenous people live according to their ancestral customs, largely independent from contemporary development. But their way of life is being increasingly threatened by the encroachment of the world's largest nickel mine. Miriam Brunner tells us more.
Deep in the rainforests of northern Indonesia, the last of the country's nomadic hunter-gatherers are fighting for survival. Uncontacted for centuries, the Honggana Manyawa have had to fend off trespassers and face forced relocation, as the world's largest nickel mine encroaches on their land.
After the companies entered this area, my relatives had to move. A lot of my relatives in this forest are now very far to reach, thanks to the mining companies. They keep clearing the forests, while this is our land, our birthplace.
Over 500,000 tons of nickel come from here, nearly 20% of global supply. It's used for wind and solar power and in electric vehicles and stainless steel. But as demand for green energy rises, so does the cost for the Honggana Manyawa people. There are only 3,500 of them left, and their daily lives are heavily dependent on the dwindling forest.
Turning the area into a concession zone or using it for mining to boost the economy hasn't really solved any problems so far. Instead, it's created new problems. Now, what will happen to the Honggana Manyawa people? If the government keeps using their economic arguments to justify their marginalization, then it amounts to a human rights violation.
Ancestral land is protected under the Indonesian constitution, but critics say the law is not always enforced. And with the Honggana Manyawa unseen for so long, they have no defined legal status, leaving them vulnerable to mining concessions like this one, jointly managed by French and Chinese companies who say their operations here are not breaking any laws. The destruction of the land is not the only challenge facing the Honggana Manyawa.
This river, as you see, was in the past a source of life for the Honggana Manyawa people, but now it's dirty. Honggana Manyawa people are in misery.
Despite the misery, they say that they have no plans to give up their land and traditions, that see them born in the river and buried within the sacred trees of the forest.
Let me reiterate, this is our land, our home. We will not consent to its destruction. So I'm telling them this is our home and we will not give it to you.
For now, the Honggana Manyawa do what they can, with or without the country's legal protections. In the face of big business and capitalist interest, they're determined to uphold their traditional role as the land's protectors, honoring the sanctity of the place they call home. Devin Tai and Miriam Brunner for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more of our stories. Finally, we head to Paris, where the hot air balloon for the Paris Olympics once again rose over the skies of the French capital. I'm Jeremy Olivier. Take care and see you next time.